Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome dear viewers. We are here with the next video of IGCSE May-June 2024. In first question, the examiner is asking from you, a fruit drink is made up of 1.5 liters of apple juice and 450 milliliters of mango juice. If you want to find out the ratio, apple juice ratio mango juice, first of all you have to remember this thing. Whenever you are discussing the topic of ratio, your first focus should be on their units. Here it is mentioned liter, while here it is mentioned milliliter. Either you can convert both the units in milliliters, or either you can convert both the units in liter. So it's easy for us to convert this 1.5 into milliliter. So I will multiply this 1.5 with 1000. So here I will get 1500 milliliters. Now the units are same, 1500 milliliters and 450 milliliters. Now you can solve your question. Put the values over here, that is 1500 ratio 450. Cut this 0 with this one or simplify next. You will get 150 ratio 45. Further you have to simplify it. Cut it further. 30 ratio 9, 3 times, 10 times. So what was the focus over here? To make the unit same was the first focus in a question. Let's move towards the second part, that is part number B. 1 liter of the fruit drink is shared between 3 cups. The total number of cups are 3 over here. The amounts in a cups are given in ratio 9, ratio 6, ratio 10. What is demanding from you? Calculate the number of milliliters in each cup. You have to work for all the 3 cups. The question is quite simple. As you know, in 1 liter, how many milliliters are there? As I told you earlier that there are 1000 milliliters in 1 liter. So 1 liter means 1000 milliliters. So here you have to find out the number of milliliters for each cup. Let's move toward 9. First of all, you have to calculate the total of these. 9 plus 6 plus 10 will be 25. So take the portion. First one, 9 by total is 25. And how many milliliters are there? There are 1000 milliliters. On simplification, you will get 360 milliliters. Move toward the second one, that will be 6 by 25 multiply by 1000. On simplification, you will get 240 milliliters. For third one, 10 by 25 multiply by 1000 and you will get 400 milliliters. Now let's move toward part number 3. A shop, that is question number C. A shop buys bottle of the fruit drinks for each $3.20. $3.20 is the price of one bottle of a fruit. If it sells them at the profit of 15%. Actually, if we are taking the profit, it means that we are selling at 115% of it. Previously it was 100. By gaining the profit of 15%, it means the total will be 115%. He is asking from you to calculate the selling price of each of the bottle. You have to tell us the price of each bottle after selling it at the profit of 15%. The question is quite simple. As I told you earlier, 15% profit means that the percentage will be 115. 100 plus 15 will be 115%. So the question is quite simple. You have to multiply 3.20 with 115%. As you know how to calculate this one, you will simply divide 115 with 100 to get your answer. That will be $3.68. If in a question he says there is a loss of 15%, then you have to minus 15 from 100. Let's move toward the next question, that is part number D. The number of bottles of the food drink sold has grown exponentially. As we told you in our previous paper, that was the paper of February March, exponentially, this is basically a compound interest question based on a compound interest. Rate is 2.5%, while for the 5 years, so timings are 5 years, the total number of bottles, that is 16620. What is asking you to calculate? Calculate the number of bottles sold this year. Simply use the formula, as this question is a formula based question, so apply the formula of compound interest, that is basically A P 1 plus R over 100 power n. Simply put the values. What is the value of principal over here? That is 16620. What is the value of R over here? That is 2.5% by 100. And the value of n over or t, you can say this is t is 5. So after calculating it on your calculator, you will get the number of bottles to be 18811. This was formula based question. In part number D, the examiner has given you a picture that is shown on your board. There is a drink bottle. These two are the shelves. The bottle of juice are 18.5 centimeter. That is basically the height of a drink bottle. Correct to the nearest milliliters. They are stored on shelf. These are basically the shelves. The distance between the shelf is 23. If this is a shelf and this is a shelf, the distance between both of them is 23 centimeter as given by examiner. Further, he says correct to the nearest centimeters. Calculate the lower bound of the distance. You have to calculate the lower bound, this one, of this distance d centimeter between the top of the bottle. This is the top of the bottle and shelf above it. This is the shelf above the bottle. You have to calculate the lower bound of this distance d. First of all, you have to focus over here what he has given you nearest to which unit. 18.5 centimeter is the length, or you can say the measurement of the juice bottle. 18.5, but correct to the nearest milliliters. It's mean that you can plus minus 0.05 from it. If you want to calculate the upper bound of the bottle, that will be 18.5 plus 0.05, and if you want to calculate the lower bound of the bottle, then it will be 18.5 minus 0.05. Next thing which you have to focus over here is the distance between the shelf is 23 centimeter. Correct to the nearest centimeter. It's mean its upper and lower bounds can be 23 plus minus 0.05. If it is milliliter, then 0.05. If it is millimeter, then it will be, this was millimeter. If it is millimeter, then 0.05. If it is centimeter, it is 0.5. So the lower bound will be 23 minus 0.5 and upper bound will be 23 plus 0.5. Now you have to take out, actually you are having 4 values over here. 2 are here and 2 are here. What you have to use in this question, just focus on that. He is asking you to calculate the lower bound of the distance d. It means you have to find out the lower bound. Actually, the lower bound will be the upper bound of the bottle minus lower bound of the shelf. So we will calculate it in this way. Lower bound of 23 minus upper bound of 18.5. So upper bound of 18.5 will be calculated from here and lower bound of 23 will be calculated from here. Take the lower bound of 23, that will be 23 minus 0.5, and upper bound of 18.5, that will be 18.5 plus 0.05. So it will be 22.5 and it will be 18.55. After calculating it, you will get 3.95. So this is basically the lower bound of distance d centimeter between the top of the bottle and the shelf on over it. Let's move towards the second question. In first question, he has given you the pair of parallel lines and he is asking from you to find the value of A and B. The value of A is quite simple, as we know the angle of a straight line is 180. So to find out A, you will simply add them and put it is equal to 180. So A plus 38 will be equals to 180 because this is a straight line angle. So A will be 180 degree minus 38. So simply you will get the answer of A to be 142 degrees. What will be the answer for B? As we know that they are interior opposite angle, and by the result of analytical geometry you can have the conclusion that interior opposite angles are always equal. So B is also 142 degree. Let's move toward the B part of this question. The diagram shows a circle. This is a circle with center at O. This is the center. The point M and P lies on a circumference. This dotted line is a circumference of a circle. Point M, N and P, they are lying on a circumference of a circle. A, M, B is a tangent to a circle. This is a tangent. Tangent is basically that line which touches the circle at one point. So this is the one point which is mentioned by the examiner as M. So this is M. What is asking from you? Find the value of F and G. You have to find out the value of this F and you have to find out the value of this G. So simply focus over here. As this angle is 56, so by the result you are having 56 angle over here. This angle and this angles are same. If you translate this figure, this line and match with this one, you will get this angle equal to 56. Now we have to find out the value of G. To find out the value of G, you have to use one result over here. That is, whenever the angle is formed at the center of a circle, it will be twice of this angle. Twice of 56 means you have to multiply 56 with 2. When you will multiply, you will get 112. This is basically a result. Now, as you have seen over here that this OM is radius of a circle, OP is also radius of a circle. If the radius is making G angle over here, it means this angle is also G. Now you have to take this triangle. Take the triangle, as we know that the sum of angles of the triangle is always equals to 180. To simplify up 2G 180 degree minus 112. So you will get the answer where that will be 68. By dividing by 2, you will get the value of G to be 34. So the value of F is 56, whereas the value of G is 34 over here. Let's move toward the next part. That is basically a part number B. Calculate the interior angle of regular 12-sided polygon. Actually, the word to be focused over here is regular. Regular is actually that figure in which the measurement of each side is same. If you are taking 12-sided polygon, it's mean if you are taking 4 centimeter of one side, all the rest of sides will be of 4 centimeter. Regular means that you have to take the figure having equal lengths. So here we will use the formula. Interior angles can be calculated. You have to note it for further papers as well. N minus 2 by n multiplied by 180 degree. N minus 2, n is 12 over here. Minus 2 by 12 multiplied by 180. So 10 by 12 multiplied by 180 degree. So you will get 150 degree. So interior angle of regular 12-sided polygon is 150 degree. Let's move toward the next part, that is part number D of question number 2. The diagram shows the cyclic quadrilateral. This is the quadrilateral which is shown by the examiner. What is asking you to find out? He is asking you to find out the value of K. First of all, you have to use this triangle, as we know that the sum of interior angles of triangle, let us call this angle as X. So by using the result, the sum of interior angles of triangle is always 180. You will calculate the value of X first. 180 minus 27 minus 24. So the value of X over here will be 129. You can mention over here as well 129 degree. Now you are having the result. The result is actually for cyclic quadrilateral. You have the sum of these two angles equals to 180 and the sum of these two angles is equals to 180. So we'll use the result over here in order to find out the K. The sum of K plus 129 degree is always equals to 180 degree. So you have to subtract 129 from this 180. So after subtracting, you will get the value of K to be 51 degree. This was quite simple question related to geometry in your paper. Let's move toward the next question. Let's move toward the next question, that is question number 4. In this question, the examiner is asking you to find which thing. This is question number 4 actually. Question number 3 will be discussed at the last of the video, as that part contain a graph. The diagram shows the tank in a shape of half cylinder of radius 12 centimeter. This is the radius 12 centimeter over here, and the length 1 meter. This is 1 meter. Okay. The tank is fixed horizontally. This is the in a horizontal position. The tank is fixed and is completely filled with water. Calculate the volume of the water in a tank. First of all, you have to calculate the volume. It means this question is formula based. You have to work by putting the values in your formula. Furthermore, give your answer correct to the nearest 10 centimeter cube. So as we know, the formula of the cube is, if the formula for volume is equals to area of base multiplied by height divided by 2, as this is cut in two portion. So put the values over here. Pi, what is the value of radius? That is 12. What is the value of length? 1 meter means 100 centimeters. So put the value 100 over here, divide it by 2. After solving on calculator, you will get the answer 22608 centimeter cube. This was a question which he was asking from you. Let's move toward the next question. This is the diagram. The water is removed from the tank until the level of the water is 6 centimeter. It means that the person is taking the water out of the tank and he has to stop when the water is at the level of 6 centimeter or below it, below the top of the tank. Calculate the volume of the water that is now in a tank. After removing, while attaining the position of 6 centimeter, you have to tell what will be the difference in volume. Now what will be the new volume of the tank? As we draw the triangle over here, this is center point, this will be radius, so it is 12. This is also radius, so it will also be 12. It's mean that you are having the two triangles over here that are right angle triangle. Take the triangle out of it. I'm taking the triangle, this one. This is 12. This is 90. This is x, which I have to find out over here. 6 centimeter, 12 centimeters. You can apply the Pythagoras theorem, or you can also apply, actually you have to apply ratios because you have to find out this angle. So you will use the formula where cos of x will be, some people have, so it will be x is equals to cos inverse 1 by 2, so x will be 60 degree. It means this angle is of 60 degree. I'll prefer to mention over here, this is 60 degree. Okay, now you have to calculate the area of two triangles, actually the two triangles. So area of two triangles, that will be equals to 2 for two triangles. Area of triangles 1 by 2, base into altitude, the base over here is 12 and altitude is 6, so sine of 60 degree. So what will be the answer after calculating it on your calculator? 36 centimeters square. This was the area of two triangles. Now you have to calculate area of two sectors, which will basically equals to 2 into theta. Now you have to calculate this theta. As the whole angle is of 90, if this is 60, this will be 30 degree. So 30 degree by 360 degree, this is formula based question. 360 degree multiplied by pi r square, pi, and the value of r is 12, so 12 square. After calculating it, you will be having your answer as 24 pi. Now you have to calculate the area of unshaded region. The area of unshaded region can be calculated like this. Area of unshaded region. Area of unshaded region will be 24 pi plus 36 square root 3. That will be basically equals to 137.5 centimeter square. Now you have to calculate, so far you have calculated the area of these all things. Now you have to calculate the area of whole figure. Area of whole figure. What will be the area of whole figure? Area of whole figure will be pi r square, that is a semicircle over here, pi r square by 2, that will be equals to 12 square by 2, that is basically equals to 226.1946711. What the examiner asked from you? So far we have worked on area, while he is asking from us to find out the volume. Now you have to calculate the required volume. For this, first of all, find out the required area. Required area will be, you have to minus this 226 and these two values, 226.1946711 minus 1375.5. Here the answer is 88.44 centimeter square. Now you have to move toward the requirement of the question, that is volume. So the volume will be simply, you have to multiply the area with the height, that is 1 meter. So 1 meter means 100 centimeters. So you will get answer 8844 centimeter cube. So the second part of the question. Let's move toward the next question. That is basically part B of question number 4. The rectangular fish tank has a length is 42 centimeter and the width is 35 centimeter. The tank is full of water. A stone is placed at the bottom of the tank. First of all, you have to imagine this question. Whenever you used to put something in a water, the level of water is raised. So you have to keep it in your mind that in a tank there is a stone. When the stone is removed, obviously when you will remove the stone, the level of water will fall down to its original place. Okay. The depth of the water is decreased by 0.2 centimeter. The density of the stone is 2.2 grams per centimeter cube. So what he is asking from you? He is asking to calculate the mass of the stone which was placed in the tank, and after meanwhile it was taken out of the tank. So we will have to work for the mass of the stones. Since you know that the volume is always the multiplication of three sides, length into width into height. So here are actually the two volumes. First of all, the volume with stone and the volume without stone. First of all, calculate the volume of the tank with stone. That will be calculated as length, that is 42, width, that is 35, and you have to focus over here. .2. Okay, take over here, that is 4.2. This is basically the volume with stone. Now you have to calculate the volume without stone. That will be length into width. Without stone means you have to minus 0.2. 0.2 from here, so you will get 4. So minus these two volumes to get the volume 6174 minus 5880. So the total volume will be 294 over here. What you have to find? You have to find the mass. The formula of density is mass by volume. So transform this formula as your requirement. So multiply density, that is 2.2, with volume, that is 294. So what will be the mass? Mass will be 64608 grams. Now move toward the next part of the question, that is part number C. In the diagram shows the cuboid, that's name is ABCDEFGH. Calculate the angle that AG makes with the base. What is AG? AG is this diagonal. So in order to calculate the angle over here, you have to separate the figures of your own choice. So take the figure, this one first. It is making 90 angle. This is A, B and see over here, I have taken this diagram. Okay, as it is shown in a figure that this is 8 centimeter, this is 12 centimeter. So this is 90 degree. So you will use Pythagoras theorem in order to find AC. So AC square will be 8 square plus 12 square, that will be 64 plus 144. So you will get 9216. After taking the square root, you will get the answer 4 square root 3. It means that this value is 4 square root 3 centimeter. But you have to find out the angle of AG with base. Now take the triangle, another one in which is clearly mentioned this is A, this is G, while this is C. So AG, this is 15 as shown in a figure, and AC, the value of AC is calculated in our figure 4 square root 3. You have to find out the angle, that is theta over here, as this is right triangle. So you can use trigonometric ratios over here. Use a trigonometric ratio of tan theta is proper brushing. So theta will be tan inverse 15 4 square root 3. So the value of theta here, it will be 46.13 degree. So this is basically the angle of AG which it makes with the base of cuboid.